everybody. This is Kyle with WMMA Fighters. We are live with Chelsea Tucker. How you doing, Chelsea?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing all right. Thanks for coming on here.
No problem.
So, I like to just kind of start with just give us a little walkthrough, if you wouldn't mind, of how you got to where you're at now, and really how your MMA journey began.
Well, I didn't do like any type of martial arts or anything when I was a kid, but I always thought it was interesting and never really looked into it. But I'm in the Coast Guard and I got stationed in Washington State for a little bit, and there was a MMA gym right down the street from me, so I decided to just start going, and I immediately fell in love. And I never fought in Washington, but I trained a lot, and I did start out with jiu-jitsu, and then I got into Muay Thai, kickboxing, and ever since then, I've been just training. I actually got, I had a tumor on my left ovary, so I had to like stop training for about 6 months.
Wow.
Because I had to get that cut out. But then I ended up getting stationed in Maine, and I found a gym, which is my gym now, First Class Fitness and MMA. And I started training there really hard, and then I ended up fighting, and I love it.
Yeah. Well, that's that is very interesting. I had no idea that you had gone through that. So thank you for sharing that.
No problem.
So I mean, something like that is definitely very, very difficult to deal with. Did you do any other sports when you were growing up or anything like that?
Oh, I played them all. I in middle school was basically like when I played all my sports. When I got into high school, I stopped playing sports for a little bit. Didn't get the best of grades. So my parents were like, yeah, if you don't have the grades, you're not playing sports. So.
Right. Yeah, unfortunately, that is most important, right?
Yep, that is very important.
So when you did you join the Coast Guard right out of high school?
I did.
You did? Okay.
I was 18. Yep.
Wow, that's really cool. So are you stationed somewhere now? I don't know if you covered that already. I'm sorry.
Yep. I'm stationed in Maine, in Booth Bay Harbor.
Okay. All right. Yeah. How do you like being in the Coast Guard?
I like it. It's it pays well, has great benefits.
Right.
There's good days and bad days.
Yeah. If you wouldn't mind, what is your main focus in the Coast Guard?
I'm actually a culinary specialist, so I'm a cook.
Okay. Yeah,
Yep.
that's great. So now back to MMA. When you got into it, and now that you're into it, do you have a preference? Like, do you prefer? Are you more of a striker? Or are you more of a grappler?
I guess it just like really depends on the situation I'm in. I feel like I'm pretty well-rounded. I mean, I've been training a lot, so like I have those. I feel like I kind of have both of those in my pocket. Like I can handle myself on the ground. I can handle myself standing.
Right. Yeah, I think that's the way you got to be. And all fights start standing up. So you got to have some sort of striking capabilities there. So how often do you train?
So I train. Well, this week I actually trained 7 days, but usually it's only 6 days a week. I actually took a week off of work to come train down here at Joe Lozon's gym in Easton, Mass.
Hmm.
so or Massachusetts. So I got really lucky with the opportunity. I made some connections and I went down there. I came down here a couple weeks ago and trained with him, and then I asked him if it would be cool if I came down and trained for a week, and he was super cool about it.
Yeah.
Um, I yeah, and I train in my gym is based out of Brunswick, Maine,
Hmm.
and it's a really good gym. My head coach John Rayo, um, he's an amazing coach. He's always so supportive, and he just pushes me. And
I think I lost you.
oh,
There you are. Oh, yeah, I think you just dropped for a second.
yep, I'm back.
Okay. So yeah,
So
yeah. Go ahead.
I don't know what part you was the last thing you heard, but
You dropped off right at your coach.
all right. Oh yeah. So yeah, my coach John Rayo, he's just super amazing and
Hmm.
supportive, and he always pushes me, and he makes sure that he knows after each fight that I know after each fight that no matter what happens, he's always gonna be there for me.
That's great. And I was about to ask, not just in the gym or your peers, but do you have a pretty strong support system with your MMA pursuit?
I do. With my friends at least. My family, they don't really like it that much.
Right.
Yeah, but it's something that I love to do, and I'm not going to give up my passion for that. So,
Hmm.
um, hopefully one day they'll come around.
Yeah, I mean, you can kind of understand it, but um, have they always been supportive pretty much throughout your life?
Um, yes, my family has always been supportive.
Yeah. Yeah, I asked that because I think they'll come around. They'll come around.
Mhm.
It's kind of shocking when
Yeah.
you have a child or a family member. It's like, yeah, I'm going to be a pro fighter. Um, so what are some of the things you like most about MMA and competing in it?
Um, I, I my favorite thing about it is how much love and passion goes into the sport
Yes.
and camaraderie. Because after every fight, it's just so emotional. Everyone's hugging, and we're everyone's so thankful for everything, and it's just like every and as soon as you go in the cage, like the person across from you is feeling the same way as you are, and we we both worked our butts off, and we both worked our butts off for it,
Right.
and we both know it. So in it's just a lot of respect goes into the sport, and that's what I appreciate the most.
Yeah, that's great. I love that. And I'm outside looking in, literally, because you're in a cage. But I'm outside looking in. But you definitely feel that, and that's one of the many reasons why I prefer the women's MMA. I think that it's not just superior to watch, in my opinion, but for what you just said, that's what one of the many things that makes it so special.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's really really fantastic. So, how was your 2018? I mean, it's crazy that October's almost over, so the year is rapidly closing. How many fights did you knock out this year?
Um, so altogether, I've had three fights. Two of them were in this year.
Okay. Do you have anything lined up
Um,
for the rest of the year?
yes, November 17th, I'm fighting again at 125.
Perfect. That's
Yep, I'm
that's
really
awesome.
excited.
Yeah.
And
What promotion will that be through?
New England fights.
Okay, fantastic.
Hmm. And that'll be in Portland, Maine at the Aura.
Okay.
It's a nice.
Yeah, that sounds that's a flyweight 125.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. Now what are your plans? Your goals for 2019 with MMA?
So, I actually haven't really thought about that a lot, but I definitely, obviously, I want to fight again in 2019. I I want to keep fighting. I want to keep training hard. I want to get better and better. I want to learn from the best and be the best.
Right. Yeah, I think that's probably the way it should be, right? Just keep growing and kind of stay on track. Now, do you have a
Yeah.
goal number of fights, or are you just more kind of along the lines of what you just said? You're just kind of rolling with it and seeing what happens.
I don't really have a goal number of fights.
Hmm.
Eventually, I do want to become a professional fighter, but I don't think it's going to happen within 2019.
Right.
I don't think I want it to happen within 2019.
Hmm.
I'm not ready for that. I'm just enjoying it as an amateur for right now.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So now, doing what you're doing in the Coast Guard is that something you enjoy to do, being a chef, and is that something that you'd consider doing maybe your post MMA life?
No, I'm I'm not going to be staying in the Coast Guard for all 20 years.
Hmm.
I plan on getting out when my contract ends in about 3 years. Um, I am actually getting my degree in substance abuse counseling.
Oh wow,
Hmm.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
we need you need more people like that. Um, I think
Yeah.
the counseling is what there's not enough of. There's a lot of oh, okay, so you abuse a substance, we're going to give you another substance, you know,
Yeah.
and so
Very true.
that's wonderful that you're taking that on, and just says a lot about you. So what kind of drew you to that?
Um, I've had some of my family members have suffered from addiction,
Okay.
and that really drew me to that. And also, I just find I have I just find it so like the human brain so interesting, and like learning about people and how like I can help them. Like I have such a bleeding heart for people suffering through addiction, because I know, like I've seen it firsthand, like
Right.
what it can do to people and to their families.
Right. No, that's wonderful. I have tons of respect for that, and I think that's fascinating. And just so you know too, if I ever ask anything and maybe an answer is too personal, you do not have to answer. You're not gonna hurt my feelings. So I appreciate you answering that, and I wish you the best of luck. In our, not just right now, but the times we've talked. I mean, I've enjoyed talking to you. I can tell you're a very driven and passionate person, and yeah, you're going to be incredibly successful with anything you do, I think.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, no, it's I mean, it's the truth, when some people just got it, and you're one of those. So asking that, and I always joke that I ask the hard hitting questions here. So, um, well, what are some of your well, first of all, how difficult is the weight cut to flyweight?
So this is my first time cutting the flyweight. My last fight was a catchweight at 130. I don't think it's going to be too difficult. All my weight cuts have been pretty easy. I sit around 135 usually, so
Hmm.
it's only 10 pounds, and probably about five of those pounds is going to be water weight.
Okay.
So I just have to eat healthy pretty much and work out a lot.
Hmm. So, with that said, like I said, here comes the hard hitting question. So hold on to your chair. Do you have
Hmm.
any guilty pleasures as far as food and things
Oh
that
gosh.
can can make it kind of difficult?
Tasty cakes.
Uh-oh.
Tasty cakes. I have like a whole list of things. I actually crave spicy food a lot when I'm weight cutting, and I'm not really sure why, but I'm like, I really need something spicy. Also, like homemade mac and cheese, I
Okay,
crave a lot.
that's awesome.
Yeah. hmm
That's awesome. Yeah, I always like to ask that. So we had a so we have a debate here every once in a while, and it's almost every time. So do you like pizza?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Do you like pineapple on pizza?
Uh, uh, it depends on the type of pizza.
Okay.
Um, I had I had this really good pizza in Portland, Maine one time, and it was like this pulled pork pizza. It was like a Hawaiian style, and it was really good.
hmm
But I wouldn't just have pineapple on any type of pizza.
Okay. I am gonna take that as a no then because I am also a no, and I need more people. I need more people on my side. So no, I hear you. You know, I mean, I had one, and yeah, everything's got to be right in order for that to all line up. So so being where you are, northeast, I assume Maine is considered that the New England area. Um,
Yes.
what is your favorite time of year? I mean, I know the weather can be really crazy there. You know, I'm in Ohio, so we can have all four seasons in one day because Ohio's insane. So, you know, what is your favorite time of year, and what are some things you like to do when you have the time?
Um, I really like the fall just because in Maine, like the leaves all change and it's beautiful and it's like just warm enough to where like you don't have to bundle up, but like just cool enough where you can wear like a little hoodie
Mm-hmm.
and like you're not like drenched in sweat as soon as you walk out, or you're not like freezing your butt off when you walk out. So it's like the perfect temperature.
Yeah, I'm very similar to that. I feel very similarly to that. So, but yeah, you know, that's I've been to Massachusetts once, and I really like it there. I'd like to see. I'd like to go to Maine sometime. So what?
Yeah, Maine is
Yeah,
beautiful.
yeah, Maine looks pretty amazing. Do you? So what are some things that you like to do? I'm sure you don't have a lot, but what are some of your hobbies and
Um,
activities that you like to do?
it's that's such a funny question because people.
Oh, you dropped off.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. That's it's just a funny question because people ask me that all the time. I'm like, well, I like to train
Right.
and and I feel like my whole life is training, but I do like outdoor activities. Like I like hiking. Um, I like being outside. I'll complain the whole time I'm hiking or doing anything outside, but I actually really do enjoy it.
That's hilarious. You know, I call myself an avid indoorsman.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of the outdoors, but you know, I appreciate it. I'm the same way. I would go hiking, but I would probably complain the entire time while having fun at the same time.
Yep.
So do you have any pets?
Yes, I
Yeah.
have a dog named Macy
hmm
and a cat named Jackie.
Nice. Yeah, we have a fluffy little Bishapoo, and it's as ridiculous as it sounds. Yeah, he's crazy, but that's what happens when you have a 9-year old and she picks out and
Yep.
you say, "Hey, pick out whatever dog you want," and they pick out that. So, but yeah, so
Yep.
so Maine's got a lot of really nice beaches. Do you go there in the summertime?
I didn't really go this past summer. Um, they don't. I prefer like more of like the sandy beach, and they don't really have like that type of beach around. Like they
Right.
have like one that I know of. I don't know about any other ones, but like a lot of them are like the rocky beaches.
hmm
Um, But like one of my favorite places actually to go is Ocean Point in Booth Bay, and like that's like a rocky beach, but it's like you can just like sit there on the rocks and like watch the ocean, and it's really beautiful.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Some of the just the, I've just seen pictures, but some of those look absolutely incredible. A lot of the shoreline out there looks amazing.
Hmm.
So what are or well, no, here I always like to ask this every once in a while. If you could just pack up and travel anywhere, where would you like to go?
Oh, Switzerland.
Yeah?
Yes. Oh my gosh. I follow a bunch of like travel places, and
Mhm.
like Switzerland always looks so beautiful.
Yeah.
Um, Also, I would love to go to Thailand.
Yes.
It's very inexpensive to travel there, and I love Thai food, so
Yes.
I would love to go there.
Really? So it's not that expensive to travel there?
To Thailand, yeah. So their their dollar is called a baht.
Mhm.
It's spelled BHT, and it's 32 to 1
Oh,
to the
wow.
US dollar. Yeah, so you can get like a really nice place for like a week for about $300.
Wow.
I think the most expensive thing would be your flights.
Right. But even that, I mean, you can always find some way to knock that down a little bit.
Hmm.
That's really fascinating. Yeah, that looks like a really awesome place, and I love that food too. But yeah, you're the first person to say Switzerland. I think that'd be a pretty nice place. I think a lot of people um, kind of tie Switzerland in with snow and cold. So
It's actually warmer in Switzerland right now than it is here.
right,
So,
right, yeah, yeah. That'd be a great
like
place to
just
go.
the mountains are so pretty, and all the pictures in the little towns and everything just looks so. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you just dropped out for a second.
Okay, I don't know why I keep dropping out.
That's okay. It's technology, right? I mean, it's
Yep.
made to disappoint.
Yeah.
So
Um, but yeah, Switzerland is would be a dream.
yeah, that's good. Yeah, I that's another place I've seen pictures. And I'm like, man, I just got to check that out sometime. But yeah, it's one of
Hmm.
those things like the older I've gotten, I think the more interested I am in traveling. So I think that's probably pretty normal. So that's something I hope to be doing soon, to be able to go and check that stuff out. So don't want to take up too much more of your time because I know you are very busy and I appreciate it. But I just wanted to ask you if you could define a few, uh, whether it's things you do or things you've learned, just some keys or steps to being successful, um, and how you define the word success.
Success is happiness within yourself. You can't make anybody else happy because they have to figure that out on themselves on their own. Um, my dad actually said this to me a few weeks ago, and it kind of stuck with me. He's like, no matter how it may come off, take someone's criticism as something you can work on. Even if someone's being really rude about it, just think about it and put it in perspective and be like, maybe they're telling the truth,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe I could work on that. But don't ever let anyone disrespect you, but just take everything with a grain of salt, pretty much.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and just like
that's really good.
being
Really good.
nice to people. I feel like people nowadays, like, people aren't nice. Like,
No,
there's always someone that's like angry about something, and it's just like, just be nice, let it go. Everyone's gonna die.
right. No, I agree, and that's the truth, and it's the sad truth. But I think more and more people are realizing that. And, that's why I love talking or having the opportunity to talk with fighters. And, I don't like to just focus on fighting, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
It's great to hear your perspective on things. And, I mean, you nailed it. Yeah, people they just aren't nice, and they're always out looking for the way to screw somebody over, or, you know, get a one up on somebody, just whatever the ridiculousness is. There's too much of it. And, something's got to give, or things are going to get really bad.
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean, that's awesome that, what you're pursuing, and your MMA training. And, I know you're going to be highly successful at everything. And, when you make that pro debut, that'll be huge. So thank you so much for your time, and hope to talk again.
Yeah, thank you very much for this interview. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for coming on, and hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And talk with you soon, and I'll let you know when this goes up.
All right, thank
All
you.
right, have a good one.
You too. Bye.
Bye. All right, that was Chelsea Tucker. She learned a lot about her in this interview. She's a lot of fun to talk to, a really good person, so give her a follow. We should have one more live interview tonight at 9:30. Um, I'll find out for sure probably in the next hour or so, but if not, we got a couple more lined up for the week, and we'll just keep them coming like we do. And this video will be up in the next hour or two, and I will get that link out. So thanks for being here, and have a good afternoon.